everybody, I'm back. I wanted today to actually go through some old Disney Channel original movies. I was talking to my best friend Lisette a couple days ago, and we were talking about how good Disney Channel original movies were. And I wanted to go through them one to try to remember them because I have forgotten how many there were. I actually have a whole Wikipedia page dedicated to like listing them out. And some of the newer ones have like ratings, television ratings, to see how much they were viewed. But no, I just remember them being such a good time. There was so much diversity. They were talking about real issues. It was a lot of fun stuff going on Disney between, I want to say, like the late 90s to the mid 2000s. So today I want to take a trip down memory lane. I actually made a tier list for the movies. The first tier, which is going to be the top tier, is they just don't make them like this anymore. This movie would transcend just Disney and just be a movie that was good because the writing was good, the actors were good, everything about it was good. The next tier down from there is legendary TV programming. Again, this has to be something that transcends Disney and is just a good movie. My in the middle tier is just a pretty good movie. My second to last one is y'all should have called Kenny Ortega. Kenny Ortega changed Disney. I personally think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, and we're going to talk about that later when we get into the High School Musical of things. But finally, the last tier, honestly, that I've never seen them because there's a couple on here that I either haven't seen or I watched them so long ago that I don't remember them anymore. But without further ado, let's get started. The original Halloween Town. I may have to put that in legendary TV programming. It was so... I remember it being like a very sensational movie. One, the writing was good. The kids essentially find out that their mom's a witch. Then they have to jump. They can only go from the magical world to the human world on Halloween Day. So they find out their grandma's a witch, their mom's a witch, and that even they have powers too. And I think the brother ended up having powers as well. But great feel good movie, good television. I just remember Trappa in a part when they went to the place where all the lost stuff goes, and it's like really melancholy, and she uses a spell forwards and backwards to like change it back and forth. Great television, very fun. Let's move on to the next one. It's going to be Luck of the Irish. I remember seeing this movie, but I actually don't remember the details. I just vaguely remember, I think he was a basketball player who found out he was Irish, and I want to say on the day of like one of their most important games, he was turned into a leprechaun, I want to say. Maybe that's why he's little on the front of the thing. But I think by the end he learns to embrace like his culture and stuff like that. It didn't really stick. Like I said, I remember the gist of it, but I don't remember how it felt. When I think about Halloween Town, I remember how that made me feel when I watched it. So I'm going to actually put Luck of the Irish in pretty good movie. Not bad, but not changing movie making. Next, we actually have a movie that I actually don't know what it is. Hold on. The movie's called Hounded, and it has Taj Mowry in it, who, if you know the Mowry family, T and Tamara, they're like a legendary TV family, especially when they were kids, or Taj Mowry, sorry. Especially when they were kids, they were big on, they had Sister Sister. Taj had his own show too, was a smart guy, prolific black child family that was crazy on TV back in the day. But Hounded, I really honestly do not remember seeing this movie. I'm gonna have to put it in never seen it for obvious reasons. Next is Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. That's another one that I remember vaguely seeing it, but I don't remember it having any big effects on me. Came out in 2003. A junior high school student, Eddie Ogden, is an aspiring baseball player, but what he truly loves is cooking. Although he receives plenty of athletic encouragement from his father, Hank, who has served as his team coach, Eddie can't resist pursuing his culinary skills, and this decision ends up interfering with baseball. So it's a very classic boy loves sports, but also has a love for something else that's not sports related, so it doesn't seem like he gets the support around it that he wants to. And it looks like he enters a high profile cooking competition. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but again, it didn't move me. I can't put it in never seen it because I do believe I have seen it. But I will say, if they did call Kenny Ortega on it, put a couple dance numbers in it, I probably would have, it would have stayed up here a little bit longer. So I think should have called Kenny Ortega is a perfect category for this one. Now, the next one we're going to talk about, Full Court Miracle, that's without a doubt, might have to put that one in legendary programming. Without a doubt. Even though I haven't seen the movie for a long time, I distinctly remember the last scene of this movie where they are losing light on their final game that they're about to win, and like the generator is about to give up, like everything around them is about to give up, like seems like hope's almost lost. And it's a Jewish boys basketball team. So I think it's Full Court Miracle sees the underdog Jewish basketball team with their championship game thanks to a Hanukkah miracle. Yes, okay, so mirroring the Maccabees, perfect. See, this is why Disney Channel movies were so good. Yeah, miraculously the generator is running out of power and allows them to score the winning basket. So it's like right at the end and is likened to the experience of the Maccabees. Excellent television. Next is Quince, it looks like, which again I vaguely remember. It's about this girl whose mom had Quince at one time, which was already, I don't know, we had an era of, I don't know why we had an era of being obsessed with like multiples. And we had the iconic Kimberly J. Brown, who was lead of it, who obviously is the lead of one of the most iconic Disney movies, Halloween Town. She basically plays an older sister who's getting left behind because her parents' time is consumed by the fact that they have 5 kids at once. Girl, having 5 kids at once is nuts. Pretty good. I want to put it in pretty good movie. I don't remember it being too bad, but I also don't really remember it. So, and you know, Kenny Ortega is good for any situation, but I can't see how he could put a dance number in here. The kids were babies. They wasn't about to hit no 1-2 step. Next. The next movie is actually Go Figure. That's a newer one that came out in 2005. 14-year-old girl who's determined to make it in the world of figure skating. When she discovers that famous Russian skating coach Natasha Goberman is coming to teach at a local private school, she's determined that Natasha will be her coach, even though it's an expensive school. Caitlin decides to try and get a scholarship. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't remember seeing this one, so I might have to put this one in. Well, not might. I'm gonna have to put it in. Never seen it. Seems great. Maybe I'll go and review it afterwards and come back to it. Next up, we have Z3, which is the 3rd installment to the Xenon movies. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one exactly where it needs to go, which is in never seen it. Before you get to hooting and hollering at me, the Xenon movies were so iconic to me personally that by the time they got to the 3rd one, I had zero interest. Xenon 1 and Xenon 2, we're gonna get to those eventually, but those are something to be. Those are films. We'll go ahead and just put it there. Those first 2 movies are films. Next, we're gonna go to Going to the Mat. Honestly, I feel like I gotta put it somewhere between. If there was a place between Legendary TV and Pretty Good, this one would sit right here. So I'm gonna have a hard time deciding where it'll go. It's about this boy who is blind, I believe, and he ends up being a wrestling star for his school. He's a talented musician and is also blind. And his family moves, and when he moves, he picks up wrestling as one of his sports. And one that was so amazing for people to see at that age, it includes someone with a disability, and you also see them living like a full life and being able to engage in everything else that their peers are able to engage in. Great film. I remember it being a great time. Andrew Lawrence, is this the brother of which one? The lead was one of the Lawrence brothers? Wait a minute. How did I not know that? Maybe that's why I thought he was hot. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this movie. I feel like it's more than pretty good because it has great representation. And Cleo Thomas was in this movie too. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna put it in legendary television programming. Next one was Halloween Town High. Yeah, Halloween Town High, I feel like got the Z3 treatment from me, where it was like the first movies were so excellent that by the time this movie came along, I feel like I lost hope and interest in this film. It might have to go, y'all should have hired Kenny Ortega, only because I think I have seen the movie, so it can't go and never seen it. So we're gonna put it in Y'all Should Call Kenny Ortega. Cause a nasty dance number, and the thing about it had music, didn't it? Maybe not, I don't know. Next, now we're getting into icon territory. Now we're getting into they don't really make them like this no more. When you bring up excellent Disney programming from the 2000s, you literally can't say anything unless you're bringing up High School Musical. Let's go ahead and just put that one exactly where it needs to be. Now, okay, this age of Disney, not the early 2000s, but kind of like the mid 2005-ish, maybe 2008-ish on, was like, you need to act, you need to dance, you need to be able to sing if you're gonna be in a Disney Channel movie. Not even a lead. Anybody who's gonna be in it, you're gonna have to hit these boom cats. You're gonna have to hit these notes, and you're gonna have to act.
It helps you go boom, step on the boom, act and the cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, now dance.
I personally feel like High School Musical was one of the big turning points for that. Yeah, it came out in 2006, and I feel like it was followed by this really just, it feels like it just switched the programming up on Disney, where it again, you had to be a triple threat in order to continue to compete with the rest of the dolls. Because I remember in this era, there were songs, music videos, individual careers that were born out of being on Disney Channel, and even as tangents from the movie. Because I know a lot of people had a little shine off of High School Musical, and this wasn't the only movie or Disney TV show that had the same thing. Yeah, 2006. We had Hannah Montana. We had a lot of shows that were incorporating music, dance, performance, all of that. And like I said, I feel like High School Musical was the girl that shook things up and got things together. That's why they don't make them like this no more. They had sing-alongs where they would have the words coming across the screen so you can sing with them on all their musical numbers. Most importantly, they had dance-alongs where instead of taking regular breaks while you're watching a movie, the break would be them teaching you the choreography for the dance so you can do it with them in the movies. Who's doing it like that? Nobody's doing it like that anymore. And it was such a big production, and it rang bells. It's the epitome of like what Disney in the 2000s represented to me, in my opinion. You can let me know. Please leave a comment below if you disagree, or if you have any other movies that you feel like should go in that spot. But without a doubt, they are not making High School Musicals no more. They're not. And then to follow that up, we might have to put High School Musical 2 in legendary TV programming. Now, it had the same effect. It had the same sing-along, had the same dance-along, of course, the same characters, and it was a continuation of it. But in my personal opinion, High School Musical 1, there's no other High School Musical that's touching it. Just as far as like iconic behavior. Because even High School Musical 3 is iconic in its own, because I want to say it was so big that it didn't even premiere on Disney. You could go get a movie ticket and go see it in a theater. That's iconic alone, but again, it didn't start the craze. That's like a third installment to something that already existed, and High School Musical 1 is that girl. But I think I've been ranting enough about High School Musical. Let's move on. So yeah, we have High School Musical 1, and they don't make them like this anymore, and then we have High School Musical 2 and legendary TV program. It still is technically they don't make them like this anymore, but it's just not High School Musical, and it never could be. So next we're gonna go into Jump In. This was when I feel like Corbin Bleu was hitting his stride, because he was in High School Musical 2. And Jump In came out in 2007. So it followed High School Musical, which came out the year before. So again, I feel like Disney was still big into its triple threat, act, sing, dance, all of that. And I want to say Keke Palmer and Corbin Bleu had their own original songs that went with the movie. But again, great feeling. It also mixed the thing of like taking a boy out of something that's very typically masculine and putting him into something that he had no clue he would be interested in, but it's great. And along the way, he makes friends and learns about himself. And I think his actual father was in the movie too, I want to say. And it gave birth to the icon. Well, not birth, but this is when Keke Palmer was also heavy in her game. She has her own. I could probably honestly do a tier list of Keke Palmer's projects alone, because this early 2000s was really her bag. I'm going to say Jump In belongs in legendary TV programming. Great movie. Next, let's roll into some animated stuff because Kimberly Possible, yeah, that was an excellent television show. And so when they came out with the movie, you would expect for it to also be iconic. Where would I put the movie? In all honesty, great movie, but the movie is essentially just a long episode. So it's not really changing the movie game or doing anything crazy, but it still is very good. So I'm going to put it in pretty good movie. Next, we have You Wish. This is one, unfortunately, that's going to be low for me. I want to say her brother was annoying her, so she wished for her brother to go away. Didn't expect this to actually happen. Very mysterious ancient coin given by Stevie. So yeah, I think it's a whole journey about appreciating your siblings and being careful what you wish for. Like I said, it doesn't really stand out to me, so I'm gonna put, y'all should have called Kenny Ortega. I don't know how dancing would have made the situation better, but Kenny Ortega's talented. He would have figured out how to make that better. Let's move on. Phantom of the Megaplex. Okay. Silly, goofy movie based on Phantom of the Opera, but was made, for kids. Gotta be honest, I don't really remember it that crazy. I have seen it, so it technically can go in the last tier. His friends are excited when it's announced that the theater will play host to the premiere of a major motion picture with a number of Hollywood celebrities in attendance. However, when the big night comes, Pete has to contend with disappearing staff, malfunctioning equipment, and broken popcorn machine. Yeah, this might be one of those ones I seen once, because like I said, I do remember it. I just don't remember it really moving me too far. I have seen it, so technically it can't go and never seen it. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in. Y'all should have called Kenny Ortega. Now, next, the iconic doll. Halloween Town 2. This is a toughie. I feel like I have to put it in legendary TV programming. My vibrant community seems to have lost its magic. Discovers her spell book is stolen and trio must find it. They discover that an angry warlock has taken a book and plans to permanently turn every human into whatever costume they're wearing on Halloween. Yeah, that's nothing short of iconic. Is it they don't make them like this anymore? No. So I'm going to put it in legendary TV programming. I remember feeling spooky, scared, wondering how I was going to get out of the mess that they was in. I remember the feelings that this one invoked. Next movie, Rip Girls. Yeah. I didn't see this particular one. It came out in 2000, so maybe that's why I didn't see it. When I look up the overview, why does it say a 13-year-old girl learns to surf while visiting Hawaii for the first time to see a plantation she inherited? Pardon? Also, if you look up the movie, which is insane, one of the characters' name is Kona, and the actor that plays him is Brian Stark. But they have a picture of Bran Stark from Game of Thrones. But yeah, based on the kind of foolishness that I'm seeing, I've seen something mentioned about a plantation. They got the wrong person listed in the IMDb. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in never seen it, and honestly, maybe never will.